shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
We have a couple of showers out there this morning, north and east of the Triangle area. I'll show you what you'll run into on your morning commute.
A police chase ends in a crash in Knightdale, and now a power line is down behind me. Coming up, I'll tell you about the thousands of people who are without power right now.
Wake County commissioners approve a budget, and a majority of your tax dollars will go toward education. The decisions that need to be made today by the school board. Plus,
Miles had a lot of fun, and I just really miss him.
Now, heartfelt tributes for an 8-year-old and his parents who died in a crash in Garner. How Miles Campbell's fellow Cub Scouts are remembering him. Touching tribute there. 4:30 is the time on your Tuesday, and we welcome you to what is going to be a great day here, but there's a couple of showers out there we're going to talk about here in just a moment. I'm Jeff Hogan.
and I'm Renee Chu. Yeah, just like yesterday morning, we have some showers to deal with, so good idea to keep your umbrella. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Where are they now?
We're checking out the dual Doppler 5000 radar in the north and east of the Triangle area. That is the only spot right now on our map that we have any rain. But we'll zoom in here and you can see north of Wilson, east of Rocky Mount, we're seeing these showers. They're coming out of the northwest. So I'm heading down toward Wilson, and this band north of Red Oak is probably going to drift all the way through Rocky Mount. Just north of Lewisburg, we're seeing a little shower there. So not a whole lot out there, no lightning with that. But again, like Renee said, like yesterday, we have a few isolated showers to deal with. When I walked in this morning, skies were nice and clear. So you're going to see a mix of sun and clouds as that sun starts to come up here in an hour or so. Between now and lunchtime, Futurecast is showing dry conditions, but in the afternoon and evening, there will likely be a few cells that pop up. Notice that the coverage is fairly minimal. It's not going to be a big deal for us. We do have a better chance for rain and storms coming up later in the week, and we'll talk more about that. Here's a live look at Franklinton this morning. It is 70 degrees, and our dew point is at 66, and so it does feel real sticky for you this morning as you're heading out the door. It's going to be a hot one with high temperatures at almost 90 this afternoon.
We're following breaking news this morning as thousands of people are without power right now in Wake County after a crash took down a power pole. That crash was part of a chase with troopers. And Nick Perlin is in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker on Pool Road near Knightdale. Nick, that power could be out for hours for them.
Were you for a lot of
That's right, and it's all because of this crash that started in Cary, and now behind me, crews are still working to remove this car and get the power back on. I'm going to get behind the camera just so I can show you some of the work that's being done here. I'm going to zoom in here, and you can see not only is this power line down, but there is a car that's flipped over upside down. You can see workers now trying to tow that car. Like I said, we're told this chase started in Cary, and when troopers tried to pull over the driver then sped off and ended up here on Pool Road in Knightdale. We're told the driver was going around 90 to 100 miles per hour. Keep in mind, the part of Pool Road that I'm on right now, the speed limit is 55 miles per hour. So you can see workers are trying to get the power back on. We're told it could be a handful of hours before they have it back on. But we'll continue to monitor the progress, and once we have more information, I'll be sure to update you. Live in Knightdale, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
Wake County commissioners passed a more than $2 billion budget last night. The largest expense within the budget goes toward Wake schools. It includes a $58.3 million increase in school funding, but it still falls $5 million short of what the district wanted from county leaders. This afternoon, the Wake County School Board will discuss next steps in its budget development process. They will talk about possible cuts that may need to be made, and that meeting gets started at 3 this afternoon. The budget also includes a decrease in the property tax rate. Wake County commissioners unanimously approved the massive budget last night. WRAL asked what it means for taxpayers.
Tax rate, 36.3 cents, funds operating.
The vice chair just said, happy to hear comments.
Does this mean homeowners are paying more in taxes?
Some people will pay more and some will pay less, actually, depending on what your property is valued at.
Commissioner Chair Thomas says in a fast-growing county like Wake, growth doesn't pay for itself. This means the budget adds more funding for ambulances and law enforcement to address an increase in calls. The budget takes effect July 1st.
Today, you can get a free gun lock in Durham. A giveaway event is happening as part of the state's annual Safe Week of Action. SAFE stands for Secure All Firearms Effectively. From 9 a.m. to noon today, a free gun lock giveaway is happening at the Durham County Courthouse. Another gun lock giveaway is happening Friday in Fayetteville. In Raleigh, you can watch a screening of the WRAL documentary Unsafe, North Carolina Kids Dying from Gun Violence. It is at the Transfer Company Food Hall tonight at 6, and that screening will be followed by a panel discussion featuring WRAL documentary reporter Kristen Severance and several local leaders.
We're working to learn what led to a stabbing in Raleigh that left a man hurt. Police responded to the call on Haskell Drive yesterday evening. That's not too far from the intersection of Gardner Road and Rush Street in South Raleigh. This video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker shows the scene. Officers say the man was found with a stab wound and taken to the hospital. He is expected to be okay.
A 64-year-old man was shot and killed in Fayetteville. Jasper Collins was shot yesterday afternoon at a home on Albany Street. Police say they responded to a report of a shooting and found Collins there. He later died at the hospital. Police say some sort of argument led to that shooting.
President Biden is expected to take executive action today on the high numbers of migrants crossing the border right on the heels of Mexico's historic election of its first female president. The president's executive order will allow him to temporarily shut down the U.S. border if the number of illegal crossings reaches 2,500 a day. Homeland Security says there are currently more than 4,000 illegal border crossings every day. That means a shutdown could go into effect immediately.
It's been more than a week since a Garner family was killed in a tragic accident. A group of Cub Scouts honored the life of Tyler, Susie, and their 8-year-old son, Miles Campbell. Last night, Miles' scout troop hosted a vigil for the family at Garner United Methodist Church. Those in attendance prayed, placed flowers at a cross, and they wrote messages of support and encouragement. Some of Miles' fellow scouts shared their memories.
Basically, he gave the best hugs, and it's so sad he's gone now. And I would like to respect his memory.
A local psychotherapist says parents should validate their children's feelings when they experience grief. It's important to pay attention to children if they isolate themselves during grief, and it's okay to start a conversation about what they are feeling.
We're working to learn more about a serious accident involving a child in Wake County. Sky 5 flew over the scene yesterday. Fire crews tell WRAL the child was seriously hurt in an off-road accident. The child was taken to Duke Medical Center.
Families of the hostages still held by Hamas are pleading for an immediate ceasefire deal. This comes after the Israeli military confirmed the deaths of 4 more hostages in Hamas captivity. The parents of American hostage Hirsch Goldberg Poland are asking leaders of Israel and Hamas to act like leaders.
Part of being a leader is you put your people ahead of your own personal self-interest.
The deaths of the 4 hostages were announced as an Israeli ceasefire proposal backed by President Biden was being challenged by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government, as they are opposed to any deal with Hamas. Some 125 hostages or so remain in captivity nearly 8 months now after they were abducted by Hamas.
A Franklin County woman has now been missing for 6 days, and deputies need your help finding her. Take a good look at your screen. This is Gwen Bunn. She's 75 years old. Deputies say Bunn was last seen on Pilot Riley Road driving a silver Honda Accord. She has an NC license plate with the numbers JCV3541. If you see her or know where she might be, call the Franklin County Sheriff's Office.
Good morning. I'm Chris Lovingood in the WRAL Live Center with a breaking update from the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office. They are on the scene of a homicide investigation, we're being told this morning. Let me go ahead and kind of show you a little bit more of this video. You can see the crime scene tape there and a deputy on scene. Investigators say they were called to Deaver Circle overnight in Hope Mills. There was a report of shots fired, and deputies found a man who was unresponsive, suffering from gunshot wounds. The victim was pronounced dead on scene, but the name of that person is not being revealed until family can be notified. So here's what WRAL is doing. We have a crew headed to this scene right now in Cumberland County. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is headed that way to try to get more details. As soon as we have them, we'll report them here on WRAL News.
Chris, thanks. First on WRAL, NC State has released its second round of testing results of Poe Hall, the building that was shut down months ago after toxic chemicals were found inside. WRAL's 5 on Your Side is currently investigating and reviewing the 800-plus pages of testing results. These results could play a significant role in understanding the toxic chemicals people were exposed to. Hundreds of people have told WRAL News that they developed cancer after working and studying in that campus building.
This week is PFAS Awareness Week. Governor Roy Cooper made the declaration last week. PFAS are man-made chemicals that can lead to health issues like cancer. According to the governor's office, North Carolina has been a leader in PFAS regulations. To learn more about the impact of PFAS pollution on North Carolinians, you can watch our WRAL documentary, Forever Chemicals, North Carolina's Toxic Tap Water. Find it on WRAL.com under the documentary tab.
Dr. Anthony Fauci gives his first public testimony since leaving his government position 2 years ago. What he's saying about his handling of the COVID-19 pandemic and the threats his family has received.
The man who helped save the life of a swimmer attacked by a shark in California is speaking out.
Could see blood in the water. He said he had been bitten on his chest. And so I didn't know. I didn't know what I was swimming into.
He describes the moment he jumped in to try and save that man's life.
And it's a live look North Hills. Right now this morning, wet couple of days in spots, showers and storms in the forecast through Thursday. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will time it all out for us.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It's 4:44, and we do have a shower that's out there this morning. No lightning with us right now, but parts of Franklin County, Nash County, and Wilson County, and eventually Edgecombe County, seeing this little shower. Let's zoom in on it. Again, just west of Rocky Mount, we're getting ready to see some rain around Red Oak in the northern part of Nash County, and then it's drifting down toward Wilson as well. Lewisburg, just east of Lewisburg, a little bit of patchy rain. Our rain chances today look like this. 20% chance this morning. It's going to go up to about a 30 to 40% chance later on this afternoon, and we'll walk through that with future casts coming up in just a little while. Live look at Durham right now, 70 degrees, 70 in Raleigh and 67 in Fayetteville. And we have a mix of sun and clouds out there right now. Our temperatures as the kids are getting off the bus are going to be toasty in the upper 80s. I'll show you the heat index.
A brand new WRAL documentary investigates the growing gang problem in North Carolina. WRAL investigative reporter Kristen Severance uncovers the types of gangs operating in the state, the crimes they're committing, and how a recent change in North Carolina law is making it easier for gangs to recruit children.
Capacity right now in juvenile detention because these young people are being told a lie by these gang members that they won't get in trouble.
When you go do the shooting, nothing can happen to you. And the truth is very different.
This documentary also explores programs trying to reach young people before they go down the wrong path. You can watch Easy Targets, Gangs Getting Younger in North Carolina, Thursday night on WRAL at 7:30 or on WRALdoc.com.
Dr. Anthony Fauci was on the hot seat on Capitol Hill as he faced questions over his handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. House Republicans pressed Fauci on past COVID restrictions, including that rule that Americans should stay 6 feet apart. Fauci told the committee that 6-foot rule sort of just appeared. He then clarified he meant there were no clinical trials done. Fauci got emotional talking about the threats he and his family still face.
Very troublesome to me. It is much more troublesome because they've involved my wife and my 3 daughters.
Republicans also pressed him on COVID's origins. Fauci denied he downplayed the possibility of a leak from the Wuhan lab in China.
Suspected Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann is expected to be indicted on a new murder charge later this week. Heuermann is expected in court Thursday, according to the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office. This expected new murder charge comes after investigators searched an area of Long Island where the remains of 2 alleged victims were found more than 2 decades ago. This is video from that search in April. Heuermann's home was also searched last month. He's already been charged with the murders of 4 women known as the Gilgo 4. He has pleaded not guilty to all 4.
A woman who was pronounced dead woke up at a Nebraska nursing home. Officials say she was pronounced dead after she had been in hospice, and nursing staff were expecting her to pass away. While funeral home staff were preparing her body for funeral arrangements, a staff member noticed she was still breathing and called 911. She was then taken to the hospital. The local sheriff's office is investigating and says no criminal intent has been discovered at this time.
There's a recall out for more than 125,000 Tesla vehicles. It's over issues with the seatbelt warning system. Regulators say a glitch may not allow drivers to get visual and audible signals when they are not strapped in. The recall affects certain Model S, X, Model 3, and Model Y vehicles ranging in production years from 2012 to 2024. Tesla is not aware of any crashes or injuries related to the issue. The automaker says it is releasing a software update this month. Owners should contact Tesla or check nhtsa.gov for more information.
We're hearing from the friend of a man who was attacked by a shark over the weekend in Del Mar, California. Kevin Barrett was body surfing near his 46-year-old friend when a shark bit his friend. Barrett says he got to him, flipped him over, and focused on getting the man on his chest to pull him to safety. A surfer nearby gave up his board and the group swam the victim to shore. The victim suffered bites to his torso, left arm, and hand.
The screams of someone saying shark, and you can tell when it's a real scream.
Lifeguards kept people out of the water again yesterday as a precaution. Officials say the victim is in stable condition in the ICU. This morning, a beam raising ceremony is happening for a new high school in Apex. Felton Grove High School is set to open next year. The event to celebrate the milestone in the project is happening at 10 a.m. After remarks from Superintendent Robert Taylor and Board of Education members, the final beam of the building's frame will be lifted by a crane and put in place.
Coming up on just about 10 minutes before 5 here on our Tuesday. Hopefully they won't have any weather concerns when they're putting that beam in place. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, because there is a chance for a couple of showers out there.
There is. This afternoon we'll have a better chance of some isolated showers or thunderstorms, but they will be just isolated. So most of us won't see them, but some will. Right now we're looking at just a few showers here, just a cluster in our northeastern counties, at just east of Lewisburg, just west of Enfield, getting ready to roll right through Red Oak and then Rocky Mount. All these are sliding off to the south and east. So you can see that Wilson's likely in line here. In Edgecombe County, folks there likely to see those showers as well. Currently no lightning with that, but it may be heavy enough to wake you up as that moves on through. We'll likely see that dissipating by around 6 a.m. And notice the clear skies here. We're going to see a good bit of sunshine as we start the day. By the time we get to late afternoon, I mean, this is 5 o'clock before we really start to see any of these cells pop up. And you can see they are isolated to very widely scattered. So not a big chance for rain today, but again, a few little cells could pop up here and there. Checking Franklinton this morning. It is dry here right now, 70 degrees. Our temperatures will be near 70 this morning, and then we'll climb into the low 80s by lunchtime. Checking our tower. We do have it lit in green. We have the potential for an isolated shower this morning, and then, of course, a few isolated thunderstorms late this afternoon and this evening. Weather watcher Connie Morse sent this beautiful picture of blue sky and some trees near Carter Lake. We would love to see what's happening where you are, too. Go to WRAL.com, search Weather Watchers, and it'll show you how to upload your photos. 89 in Raleigh, Durham, and 91 in Fayetteville. So temperatures will be very similar to yesterday. Yesterday's high was 89 degrees. Steamy out there. Temperature, the dew point temperature is in the mid 60s, and it is likely to stay there and even climb. We should feel tropical for Wednesday and Thursday, and that's because a cold front will be coming through. So ahead of that cold front, we'll get an extra surge of warmth and humidity. But behind the front, we get a nice little dip in the humidity. So it should feel pretty nice for us. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it begins to creep up a little bit. Almost a carbon copy of what happened last week, where we had a nice drop in our dew points for Friday and Saturday, and then it started to creep up a little bit on Sunday. In the meantime, it's really sticky out there, and it will feel more like low 90s with the heat index this afternoon. We do have the dry air that will come through along with this front. Now, this front's also going to bring some showers and thunderstorms, and for Thursday, we're going to be seeing that rain. By Friday, that front slides eastward, and all of this dry air starts to move in. The green area isn't rain, but it's just a look at the humidity, and then on Saturday, the dry air lingers, but by Sunday, it comes creeping back. But we do have some potential for cool temperatures next week. June 9th is Sunday, and it looks like we have a good chance of below normal temperatures. Our normal highs are in the mid to upper 80s, so we may see a nice little break. Now, it doesn't look like we may see that right away, looking at 82 Saturday, but by next Monday, we could be sitting at 90 degrees.
Elizabeth, thanks. You may need to call before heading to a public pool in Raleigh, why some are having to reduce their summer hours.
Also, this battle between a bobcat and a rattlesnake caught on camera. We'll tell you which animal walked away unharmed.